Hi, I'm Mark from Mark the Cyberbeast, and today's episode we're going to talk about the Molle bars for your crossbars. Now we're going to do two episodes, this episode and another. This episode we're going to talk about the three you get with your package that allows you to go 1, 2, 3 right across and have a big square either on the top portion or the rear portion of your truck. And then tomorrow's episode we're going to talk about and we're going to do the install of the 3 Molle rack, I should say, crossbars. Then you go 1, 2, 3 linearly, either up the middle or on the side of your crossbars of your truck, maybe for ladders or stuff like that. So we're going to start today. I'm mounting 3 of these across your crossbars for maybe a tire rack or luggage or anything else. So we're going to start the install and show you what it looks like. Okay, I sped this up into 2x mode just to make it a little more palatable to watch. We've already done a video on these crossbar installs, and if I recall, it was about a 30-minute install to get all 4 crossbars installed. So theoretically, 2 of these should take less than 15 minutes. Basically, just put them back on like you did and follow the instructions. There's a strip, actually there's 2 strips on here. You're going to remove one of those strips. So you're going to remove the lower strip on each of these 2, and it comes with a knife. And what you're going to do is you're going to put these female square receptacles, that's the best way you can put it, and you're going to slide them through that tract after you pulled out that strip, and you're going to put 3 per panel. Okay, and what you're going to do to kind of keep it in place and keep it snug is you're going to cut your rubber strip so that it fits snugly. Now, I didn't cut the strip because I was also going to redo this for the other lineup where it goes along the length of the vehicle. But basically, you just cut the strip, and so you've got the 2 ends and the middle where you're screwing into, and you've got the rubber in between just to kind of give it some padding. So here I am putting on the crossbars. I actually already fixed the driver's side already prior to starting the video. I went ahead and put on the passenger side and then started tightening the crossbars themselves onto the mounts. And that's the shroud cover for aesthetics that goes on. Now, I'm actually going to end up putting them on the passenger side, but they tell you not to, so I'm going to have to take them off and pull that rubber strip off. But again, this is only 2x speed, so it's not sped up that much. And if you recall, this is a pretty easy install. It goes right on those roof rack positions there. And this cover is strictly for aesthetics. As always, Teslaunch provides you all the tools you'll need. So it provides the T25 Torx bit and the razor that you'll need. And in the roof rack kit, remember they gave you the 10mm ratchet, not the ratchet, the wrench, as well as the Allen keys. And as you can see, I'm grabbing each of the Molle panels and placing them on top of the rack and just resting them there for now. Previously, I removed that rubber strip, and I'll start feeding the nut, so to speak, the receiver portion of that in through the slots. But here I am just lining everything up where I kind of want them to go, making sure they're pressed together, they're lined up on each side. But again, you can position this any way you want. You have a great deal of flexibility on this. So right here, I'm feeding in 9 of these nuts, 3 for each panel, just sliding them through. Again, this is sped up 2x, but I wanted to give you an idea. I don't want to speed it up too much. I want to give you an idea of about how long it takes to do this. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. There I am putting the 9 up on the top portion, sliding them in. And then after that, I'll be using the Torx bit with the bolts to affix them to the rail. So that roof rack, that rail system there was planned ahead. It was actually a pretty ingenious idea. You pull that rubber strip out and you've got this rail system for putting in these nuts and fastening things to it like these Molle racks. And what you'll see at the end after I'm done with this is just how much weight this can hold. It's actually pretty impressive. At first I was skeptical, like how much can this really hold? Well, it'll hold at least me, and you'll see. I found it a lot easier to get into the bed and put the screws in the bottom here. Now, one thing I'm not going to do is put the screws at the front portion where the windshield is, primarily just to save time on the video. But you'll definitely want to fix that because obviously any wind comes, it could kick it up, and you don't want to do that. But what I'm doing here is lifting up each of the racks, and I'm sliding over the nut so it lines up with the opening. So I can put the bolt in there and affix it and tighten it to it. Pretty darn easy process. Again, just lift it up, line it up, put the bolt in, and you're good to go. Line it up each time, put it where you want it, and you would do the same thing at the upper portion. And you can rest your weight on this and get the upper portion with ease and with confidence.
Okay, so I used my Torx bit and I installed the Molle racks here on the roof rack. Goes right along the bottom here. Now the strips, they tell you to take off, and then you should cut the strips so everything fits firmly in place. I have to not just to remove it and not cut it. You probably should put that rubber lining in there, but because I'm also going to show you the installation process for running it all the way down across all 4 roof racks, I didn't want to just cut that yet, but I'm 200 pounds and this holds me. As you can see, I'm lying down on top of the Molle roof rack. Easily holds me at 200 pounds. I'd have to double check the manufacturer's site to see what they recommend for weight, but you can put a spare tire up here, you can put suitcases up here, not a problem, ladders, everything else. But just to give you some perspective, I want to angle this a little bit more for you. This covers the entire roof, okay? Gives you more storage on top. You also have your bed, but honestly, if you need more, this is a great way. Plus you got the Molle, you can just always strap everything down and keep it secure. This is a great way to utilize these front 2 roof racks because honestly, you got to be careful of these last 2 down here. You don't want to really block all access to your bed unless you need to. Like I said, we're going to show you how instead of going side to side with all 3, we go 3, you go 1, 2, 3 all the way down in a linear fashion, just the length of the vehicle. I'm not sure how often you'd use that, but I know for sure you'd use the snot out of it like this because this really gives you a whole lot more storage. In fact, what I can see, if you're a contractor and we've got conduit, 2x4s, etc., you might want to put it on here and strap it down for extra security rather than use your bed, because you might have sheetrock or plywood in your bed that you utilize the bed for. So this just gives you another place to store more items. You may have seen some of these racks on plumbers and irrigation systems trucks. Again, just another place to really store a lot more items if you're going to Home Depot and really just buying the heck out of the store. So again, the roof rack will get you the storage for more conduit. You got your bed for your sheetrock, plywood, other things. So this is a great add-on. Definitely recommend it. But what I'm going to do now is disassemble for tomorrow's video on going the whole length of the truck. So stay tuned for that one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And remember, hit like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you again tomorrow.